இதே தியான நிலையில் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜில சொற்பொழிவை கேட்போம்.
ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. 1997 கிருஷ்ண பூஜையில் அன்னை ஆற்றிய சொற்பொழிவை கேட்போம்.
I went to America and they wanted me to have a Mahakali Puja. But I said, no, let me talk about Krishna only. Because we have to first realize what is the strength of this puja. How are we going to establish Sri Krishna within ourselves? He himself has said that whenever there is a downfall of dharma, dharma doesn't mean what we understand as Hinduism, Christianity, or Islamic nonsense. It is not. Dharma means our primordial taboos that are built in the human beings. About these, I think Aboriginals knew better than we. But then, what we did, we dominated them, and also they had to change their style of life. The primordial taboos are only understood if people are trying to understand oneself, or else whatever has come to them through tradition. Now, Sahaj Dharma is little bit different in the sense that is much higher than the Sahaj ideas that we talk of, but is much higher than even what Sri Krishna said or Sri Rama said. First, Sri Rama thought best is to give them disciplines. People should be serious about life, have full idea about their own being, they should respect themselves. All these things were written down long time back. Also, people, basically when they were good people, they understood that whatever is bad for us, we should not do. These are primordial taboos. Now, these primordial taboos are built in within us. Now, supposing I say, don't drink, you will go and drink. If I say, don't tell lies, you will tell lies. It's the human nature. You see, it's to go against primordial taboo because they think now they have freedom. Freedom to do what they like. We are free people. Actually, they are not. They are under the spell of all the kinds of allurement, you can call it, or temptations which are against human life. And it's very natural to be a person of dharma. Small children mostly have it. For example, I've seen children, they feel very shy to take out their clothes. Even small boys I have seen, they won't take out their clothes in the presence of others. They feel shy. So all these are described like, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lajja Rupena Samsita. So you should be shy. You should be humble. And respect your body. It's very important in these modern times. Exposure of body is regarded as a great achievement of women. They are trying to become aboriginals, you see. That time they never had these ideas and they were not so confused, you see. So even if the woman was scantily dressed, it didn't mean that it was some sort of a sex or some sort of a attraction for men, or men behaving in funny manners to show that they have a special attraction for women. I mean, why should it? It is absolutely absurd that men should be attracted to women and women should be attracted to men. And on the road, on the street, you go, you see just that going on. This adharma is the worst, I think, for it's a curse. Because after coming to Sahajyoga also people start doing this nonsense, They should all go to lunatic asylum, I think. They're no good for Sahajyoga. But dharma gets established as soon as you have the light of the spirit. At the time of Sri Rama, he had to put down A, B, C, D, E, F. At the time of Moses also, he had to put down 10 commandments. But Krishna thought the other way around, to establish a dharma of pure love, pure love. So, because he wanted that Sri Rama's taboos were forced on people, just like Islamic, just like Christians, never works. So he thought better to ask them, in their freedom, they must develop pure love. Radha, who was with him as his power, is called as Allhadadayini. She's the one who gives joy, pure joy. So all these limited type of attractions end up in trouble. Now drinking is against you know that. Today they are talking about tobacco, tomorrow they'll talk of drinking when they will find so many people suffering from horrible livers and dying. Then they will taboo it. But it's a natural taboo for your body. If you do something all the time which is not good for you, for your good life, you are becoming adharma. This is to be understood very clearly, that the Sahaja Dharma is that you are just free, complete freedom from lust, greed and all nonsense. You're above it. You're above this Sahaja. Dharma is above the dharma established by Sri Krishna or by Sri Rama. Because you have reached that stage, is in complete freedom, you have to be dharma. Whatever is not good for you, you should not do. I don't have to tell you that you don't do this or you don't do that. Whatever I say may not be acceptable, but immediately your vibrations will tell. This is Sahaj Dharma. In the Sahaj Dharma, you get rid of all kinds of, as they say, kama, krodha, mada, matsara, lobha, moha, means lust, anger, attractions, then lobha. हावरटपणाला काय म्हणतात इंग्लिश? Greed, greed. That's very important. Greed. And attractions. Now, if you understand how people are greedy for what? This America is dying of consumerism, you see. Now see the trick of the trade. In America, you can borrow any amount of money from the bank, no problem. Now, even if you don't borrow, they'll send you a letter. Why don't you take 20,000 check we are sending you? Why not have it? very rich you become. You see, I say very nice to take the loan. I was told some people used to come to Ganpati Pule after taking loans. I said, stop that nonsense. So they take the loan and then they come to Ganpati Pule. All the time their mind is, how will I pay this loan? How will I manage? All the time the attention is distracted, even when you want to do something good to yourself of coming to Ganpati Pule. So such a mind is not free. The free mind is that which has attention completely enlightened by the Spirit. But problem is, we are still rising out of this human bondage to a higher life of realization. And when we are going to that level, we have to realize that we have to give up all these shackles, all these horrible things within us. Like a bird, when it is born, out of the egg sheds out all the parts of the egg. Your brothers, your sisters, your father, your mother, your husband, everybody, they try to put you down. Now if they are drinking, they'll say, come along, you better have something to drink, you are not social, you are useless, you are not up to date, what is this nonsense? That's how a fashion starts. And this collective action of fashion didn't come from Sri Krishna, and not in Sahaj. In Sahaj, you are absolutely free from all these nonsenses. If you want, you can wear good dress. If you don't want, you need not. You are free. You are free from money bondage. This is very important. Money bondage is another thing. I know some Sahajogis who came to Sahaja Yoga trying to make money out of Sahaja Yoga. Okay. You came to Sahaja Yoga for what? To get out of that money bondage. In the Sahaj Dharma, to you money is nothing but dust of your feet. Nothing so important. Then we have such a collective sense of accepting nonsense. That has to be dropped off. Especially in America, I was surprised. Also in England, a fellow came as a hippie. His hair were looking like some monkey. Monkey is better, I must say. I don't know like what. All put together like a, we can say, I mean, there's nothing to compare, I tell you. So I asked him, why are you having such hair? He said, because I want to be primitive. Now we have to get to the primitiveness. I said, but your brain is modern. What's this of growing hair like that? You think you can become primitive? You cannot. Then afterwards I learned that he died. Another one like that came and he didn't die but went to lunatic asylum. Like that I met many. But why do you do it? Because that's the fashion. Now Italy, you know, is prospering because of all kinds of designers. Now there's a joke about the new Irish people in Russia especially. Russians are not like that. Normally, they don't accept something because it's a fashion. So one fellow said that, my God, you lost your hand in the accident. Doesn't matter, but I lost my very expensive watch from Switzerland. Really? What? It was Rolex. Doesn't matter if the hand is gone. The Rolex gone. Rolex is the fashion. Can you remove him down this one because people can't see you? So, these are noirish people who have money. It's all right now, you'll be able. Come along. Come along. Sit down, sit down. Now go down. They don't follow any fashions. I have not seen dogs taken to any fashions. Monkeys taking, supposing, you see the Italian designers make something special for them. They won't think much of it. Maybe their masters might buy, but not these animals. Now, we don't have to become animals, of course, but we don't also have to become slaves of fashions. So there are some shops which are very expensive. Why? Because they are designers. So you move about telling everybody, see, I'm wearing this thing from a designer shop, this is from designer shop. That means, what about you? You have no sense of design. You have no sense of understanding what you need and what you don't need. And nowadays, most of them are in jail also, sorry to say, but they have money. And they have made money by befooling you. Especially in America, I was surprised that they were selling most of the things which were coming from Italy, designs, Italian design, written than Italian design, so they were buying it, Italian design. I was surprised that such artistic things they create that are available everywhere, such beautiful things. But what they believe in is some sort of a group madness. Everybody wearing the same kind of designs from this or that. This is not Sahaj Dharma. We are not slaves of anything. We are free people. We are not to accept any design or anything. It is there, it's there. Let the stupid follow that. We are Sahajogis. Now this also prevails among people who are supposed to be sadhus. They all dress up the same way. How can you make out who is who? In Sahaja we don't want you to dress up the same way, look the same way, cut your hair the same way. No. You have to be individuals because you are free. But that doesn't mean freedom is always supported by wisdom. That doesn't mean that you do what you like. All kinds of funny things happen when person doesn't know what is the light of the spirit. In the light of the spirit, you don't get involved into this kind of collective madness that is going on. We are so collective in mad things. I wish there could be collective more in wise things. Wisdom is very important. And a joy-giving quality of Radhaji, Ahladadayini Shakti, has to come within us. Means when we meet another person in the collectivity, another person should feel happy meeting. So he taught the dharma of love. Love is not there if you discard because he's black or because he's brown, because he's white. He's very superficial. What is black, white and yellow, I don't understand. Here they go to the seashores to make themselves black. And there they say we don't want to have any blacks, especially for Americans. I think this kind of separation I found there among the blacks and the white, I really wept. I went to Harlem. Sahajogi said, Mother, will you go to Harlem? I said, why not? I am black. If you call me black, I am black. If you call me white, I am white. If you call me yellow, I am yellow. So I am going. And there I had a lecture. So many people were there, really, I cannot forget. It is one of the most famous place that there is built in that hall, and the same hall is built in Australia, where I had addressed many people. I thought, just look at this. They said, Mother, the Australians copied from us. Now these people, so sweet, so beautiful, I tell you. I could see their heart. I could feel it. And the fellow was trying to compare. After my lecture, he just came, he hugged me, kissed me. He would have even minced me. Little boy, about 22 years of age. Such love he felt. And he said, Mother, next time you come, you are going to come to Harlem. But I am told that hall is closed. So the American system, somehow or other, goes against democracy. Not only against democracy, but against what Abraham Lincoln wanted. He had such a great man there. And there's a little street I saw in his name. Of course, in Washington they say they have some nice, beautiful statue. But otherwise, his principles are finished. His ideals are finished. Because somehow or other, some people came and wrote against, from England especially, against the black people. What business they have to write against something that is created by God? If there are the same colors everywhere, they all will look like military people. They have to have different colors. They have to have different hues. See, look at the trees, look at the flowers, and look at the different hues the sky has, just to make us happy. Ahlad. What gives you happiness is variety. Variety is a sign of beauty. If there is no variety, it's so boring, I tell you. So very boring. But they're very proud of it. And they think no end of themselves. They think they're very great people. They have a sense of superiority because they have a certain type of nose, or maybe certain type of lips, or maybe certain types of hair. Such stupid things there. And you join hands with them. How can you join hands with them? You want your freedom? Then be a free person. In the freedom, you have to have variety. Very important. I would say that now the Sahajyogis who are going back to America should have a new style of drive. Go to the black people. I was very happy to see the South American seminar that they had taken special to Aboriginal people. They went and met them. I have met them also. And I was so surprised that they immediately said, Mother, you are spiritual, we know. But can you solve our problem? I said, what is your problem? Very simple. We have a land. All right, then, very little land, 5-6 acres of land that belongs to us, where the sage grows. Sage is a kind of according to them, is a holy plant. All right. Now we always meet, all of us, there for different festivals because we regard that land as a holy land. They know so many things, This is the holy land. There were vibrations for that. So they always used to meet. So natural. So what has happened now? What is your problem? The government has sold this land, this American government, to an Indian. I said, to an Indian? Yes. So can you request this Indian to return it to us? We'll pay him the money. I said, what's the name of the Indian? They told me the name. I said, my God, he's a Sindhi. Sindhi. He won't leave even one single pie. Is he going to give you this? I'm sorry, I may be divine or I may be anything. I can't help. But I was surprised nobody raised a voice against it. They should have raised voice. They should have told the government, please return their land. Why do you want to have it? Why want to grab it? As it is, all the Americans are immigrants. They don't belong to that place. They were not owners of that place. That gone, they are immigrants. So they have no right to keep somebody's land like that, and then to think they are superior. It's very nice. Somebody enters your house and thinks he's very superior and drives out all the people of the family. That is what has happened in America. And just the opposite is Sahaj Dharma. With Sahaj Dharma, you take people into your heart. You love them. Your love flows all the time. Your compassion flows all the time. To me, is a problem. This body is more compassionate than myself. I don't even think of compassion, and this body just grasps everything. It wants to solve the problem of others. But I don't think you can have that kind of a body. You shouldn't have. But at least you should have a heart which is open. You see on the street somebody who is a dark fellow. I liked about black Americans that once I got down in one airport. So one gentleman, black gentleman, hello darling, how are you? How are you here? Very happy to see. I said, I'm happy to see you. How are you? Then once I was traveling what was the airport? Ursula was with me. So he looked at me, one fellow, very tall, hefty, fat, He said, are you back again? I said, I'm back. You know me? Of course, I know you. He had never met me, I have never known him. But I felt happy. I felt very happy. That's the best way to meet people. Supposing you are walking on the street. You see some black gentleman going. It's a terrible life there. I tell you, it's a terrible life for them. I've read books on them, and I've cried and wept, and I felt very sorry. So, as a Sahaj, you should just jump at them. And you should say, hello, how are you? Shake hands with them. They won't cut your throat, I can tell you. In criminality, I don't know who is more criminal in America, whether they are the blacks or the whites competing. But if you are kind and if you are loving, you can remove that part of criminality which is within them, because hatred can be only washed away by pure love. But people think they are very cunning, very superior in cunningness, of course. Otherwise, what is their superiority? Only this complexion, this white complexion is the worst of all. I was very fair till I got married or for some time. Then I started becoming darker and darker. Because white complexion gets all kinds of, the light you put on me, absorb. I get a black spot. So, not a very great thing to be white. I don't think so. It looks very funny and pale and joyless. But no use going to the sea, making your body, brown there. Not so black, brown. And then suffering from cancer of the skin. This kind of stupidity is also very much fashionable. Now, in collectivity, how much do we get impressed by these? We should be on the watch. I saw my granddaughter was wearing a sleeveless dress. I told her, Betty, you shouldn't wear sleeveless dress. She says, very hot, I feel very hot. She's young. I said, but see, these are two very important chakras. If you expose them, then you'll have a problem. She doesn't like to wear dresses which are above the knee. But she says people wear even above the knee. I said, knee, they are very important chakras. We should keep them closed. Otherwise, if they are affected, we will have knee trouble. Immediately she changed. Immediately, Mother I'll wear blouse from inside and something from outside. Immediately. Because she knew this is a natural, primordial taboo that we should not expose these two chakras and these chakras. But nowadays, the more you have long legs, I don't know, they have shorter clothes. I don't understand what is in the legs. The whole beauty is in the legs or what? So, I met one lady who traveled with me. She was wearing a burqa because she was a Muslim. And by the time we landed in London, she took out the burqa and the dress was much above the knees. I said, what kind of Muslim woman is she? She is worse than even Christians because they won't wear such a thing, to come out of the aeroplane. You have to come down on the staircase. No lajja, no shame, nothing. Shamelessness. So, Sahaj Dharma is that you have shame. You have sense of shame. What you talk to others, what you say to others, how you behave towards them in the Sahaj Dharma is Allah Daini. If something is not Allah Daini, keep quiet. Don't say. What is the need? What is there to be sarcastic, showing off your brains in your sarcasm? It's not a sign of good breeding that you talk sarcastically to others in a sharp way. But if you talk sweetly, what's the harm? This sweetness comes from Radhaji. Now, of course, they have misused her and made her into a sort of a Romeo and Juliet business. It was not that. She was a very pure woman and she was Mahalakshmi. So to be a Mahalakshmi, after coming to Sahaja Yoga, you should know that you should dress up in a way that's perfectly all right. Once I remember I was in a big party and one gentleman came and he said, I said, what happened? What a relief, Mother, Mrs. Srivastav, to see you. See these women. I'm fed up. But you came, I felt such a relief. I said, what is so relief? You are so serene. So women are serene in such dharma. They're not stupid, frivolous, laughing at anything. That's not the way for a woman. Anything happens, they must laugh. I mean, there's something laughable or all right. But some things are not even laughable, they'll laugh. That's not the way. That can be ridiculous also, can ridicule others. But laugh of appreciation, laugh of enjoyment is so pure and creates such beautiful atmosphere. I think the whole ecological problem is in our brains and your upbringing. It is not outside. It is inside us, which is reflected outside. In Ganesha Puja, I am going to tell you how we are so closely related to Mother Earth and how the Mother Earth and the atmosphere reacts to our behavior, to how we live. In the Sahaj Dharma, you give up lust and greed very easily, that I know.
ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. கண்கள் மூடி சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. மெதுவாக கண்களை திறந்து இன்றைய தியானத்துக்கு நன்றியை கூறுவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, இன்றைய தியானம் அளித்ததற்கு நன்றி தாயே. நாங்கள் தெரிந்தோ தெரியாமலோ ஏதாவது தவறு செய்திருந்தால் தயவு செய்து எங்களை மன்னியுங்கள் தாயே. நமஸ்காரம். குண்டலினி உயர்த்தி பந்தன் போட்டுக்கொள்வோம்.